A new season for new art, new creativity, new laughs, new stories, and of course, the Media Prince. I welcome you. Conversations with the Media Prince.
Nike Boy.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? You are back with another episode of Conversations with the Media Prince. And I got this king in front of me, okay? Let me run down his resume real quick because the brother does a lot, okay? We got serial entrepreneur. We got lifestyle influencer. We got image consultant. We got director, content creator, model, and the flyest man in Texas. The one, the only, Omar Parkman. How are you, brother?
Man, I'm good, bro. I can't complain. Thank you for the introduction. I'm excited to be here, man. It's been a long time coming. So I'm extremely happy, extremely excited to be here, bro.
Let me just tell the world how I got hip to this, brother. And that's the power of social media. When a fly motherfucker just shows up on your explore page, and you're like, what is this? You know, and I love fashion. So any inspiration I could get, I'm following these people. And when I tell you, this brother has been at the top of his game. When I tell you, you will not, you're one of the people that use social media correctly, okay? But
thank you.
Before we dive into how lit you are on Instagram and how you're good with your content, you're originally from Boston, correct?
Yes, sir. Originally from Boston, Mass, born and raised, man.
So how was that? How did you end up in Dallas, Texas?
Man, Dallas kind of happened a little bit kind of by accident, man. You know, it was during the pandemic. Everything was happening. Life was moving super fast, right? And I kind of just knew that, you know, Boston wasn't it anymore. It was, you know, once you're born and raised somewhere, you kind of outgrow a spot and you need to move somewhere else. So I was kind of thinking like, where do I need to go? And just at the time, Dallas kind of just seemed like it was the move. You know, I had some mentorship out here. I had a couple of friends out here. The vibes was right for sure, right? Get a break from the cold weather. And Dallas is definitely, you know, Texas in general is one of the biggest states. So it was like, you know, I was a big fish in a small pond in Boston. I want to be a big fish no matter where I'm at, right? So if I can conquer Dallas and then move on from city to city from there, you know, that's kind of the ideology behind that. So it's been about 2 years now since I left Boston, man, and made Dallas a temporary home, you know, temporary hub for the kids.
You've been down there thriving. I love Boston too, by the way. And I just want to give a heads advice. Do not be on their train system late at night because you will get jacked.
Bruh, yo, for real. I've been hearing about the crazy stuff going on in Boston with the orange line catching on fire, the green line and the tunnel shutting down.
DC. That's why we love them. Y'all line system are just like ours. We got the red line, the green line, the orange line.
Yep. Same as Chicago too, I think.
But it was real when we was on the train at night. We was like, yeah, it's time to get up.
Yep.
So before fashion, before image consulting, directing, everything, when did your eye for art first begin?
Man, I want to say my eye for art really began in high school. You know, football was really my thing, right? That was my background. But then, you know, life happened. I kind of went through a little bit of a depression. And for whatever reason, my eye kind of just started on fashion and experimenting with my own individual drip. So I kind of experimented with fashion for a little bit. Then I just started falling more and more in love with like the art. So then I started seeing things around, you know, my city, whether it be paintings, murals, whether it be architecture within the city. And all of those things kind of helped inspire my vision and my artistry when it came to fashion at that moment, you know, in terms of dressing myself. So it kind of started from there. So I'd say peak time, probably my junior year of high school, to be real, is kind of when everything really like solidified.
Wow. I'm glad you mentioned art. What is art to you?
Man, art is really just expression, man, in multiple mediums, right? I like when people try to call somebody an artist, right? Because it's like art is subjective. Art is really what you make it. It's not objective. What you consider art may not be art, right? It's also subjective to each person. So for me, it's just a form of expression through multiple mediums, right? And I think that I myself consider myself an artist because I display some form of art and expression through multiple mediums, as you said before, whether it be, my own individual style, styling, creative directing, whether it be, architecture, so many different forms and so many different mediums. So just expressing yourself through any of those, then that's definitely art for me, at least.
I love that. And a lot of people can't really translate art into fashion.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think was like your key to like being able to translate that into fashion and getting it correct?
You asking $1 million questions right now. I'm not sure if I was ready for this. God damn, I ain't never had that before. Now, man, I say the key to translating, well, for me, the key of translating my art or art through fashion is it's a language, right? The way that you look at art or expression is a form of communication between people and things. So my message, with how I dress it's always different, right? If I'm in a relaxed or a loungewear type of mood, I'm really trying to translate to my audience. That's like, you can be fashionable, you can be stylish while still being comfortable, while still being in loungewear, while still, partaking in luxurious fabrics, just for the sake of the argument and for the sake of that example. So I think it's just really about taking things that you see, your outside surroundings, and taking those outside things and kind of looking more inward towards yourself and seeing how that affects you inwardly. And when you express it, then it becomes a cycle, right? You take your outside influences, you use that inwardly, and then you use what's inside to express yourself outwardly and give that back to the world. So that's kind of my output on that.
Facts. I hope as you guys are watching, you're taking notes because he's spitting knowledge right now. Okay.
You keep a pen and a pad near you, man, because y'all gonna learn some stuff. Y'all gonna laugh. Y'all gonna have some hee-hees or ha-ha or two. You feel me?
So you have now, due to you being so epic and great at what you do, ladies have deemed you the bearded bae. And
bearded bae.
You as their eye candy. Does that now put pressure on you to make sure you're always on point now?
I'm not gonna lie, it definitely does. It's definitely not easy. I try to remain as humble as possible though, right? Through everything. But I'd say a little bit earlier on in my career when I was deemed bearded bae and the articles on Essence came out and everything, it was like very overwhelming because it's just like, I wanted to be successful, but I didn't know at that time that I was going to be labeled like, a sex symbol or, something like that. So when it came, I was just like, damn, I really got to get ready for this roller coaster. So now it's like all eyes is on you. So when all eyes is on you, sitting there, I'm sitting here like, damn, I got to be ready for y'all at all points in time. So it definitely put the pressure on in good and bad ways, right? It's like a coin toss. No matter how you flip it, it's going to be a good or a bad side. So I just try to take the good with the bad, right? I can't be fly forever at all points in time. There are days. You think so? I don't know. For me, I'd be having my days, man, where I roll out of bed, I go to the grocery store, run errands, and nothing but sweats, and I'd be looking a mess. So I'm not always on it, but more times than not, for sure.
Now, for us fellas, we do want to know, what is the beard regimen? Because some of us will probably never be able to get this epic beard right here. Okay,
y'all need the keys to the kingdom. See, the funny thing is I've been getting this question asked like my entire life. And it's like, the secret really is that there really is no secret. And I know that sounds cliche, but just really good genetics, man, and a really good routine. And everyone's routine is going to, vary from top to bottom. But I say my top key skills is really moisturize. Boy, beard has to stay moisturized, right? It's like a flower. You got to treat it like a flower. I see a lot of guys like, my beard is patchy, it's not growing in here and here. And the first question I ask, bro, are you watering your beard? Like, are you putting oils on it? Like, are you maintaining it? They're like, nah, not really. And I'm like, well, how else do you expect for it to grow, right? It's like, you have locks, right? You got to put the oil on it. You got to maintain it, take care of it in order for it to take care of you.
Right.
So that's number one, moisturize always. Number two, If you're gonna line yourself up, make sure you got them skills. If you're not lining yourself up, make sure you find a barber. Me and my barber are besties. Besties. You feel me? I talk to my barber more than I talk to my mom. So those are the two key takeaways. And I say thirdly, is really just the products. Invest in the right type of products for you. Everybody's products are going to be different. What products everyone uses is going to be really different. But as long as you take those 3 steps, those are the first key takeaway points I would say to, at least getting a decently groomed beard. But to be real, genetics is going to play a large part in how big and how round that is. So shout out to my Nigerian roots.
Hey, I was going to mention that too. You're Nigerian, and
yes, sir. I'm half.
I was actually telling my publicist today that I was interviewing you, and she saw a flag on your page. She's Nigerian too. She's from Enugu State. She's Igbo.
Oh, Edu State. Okay.
So she was like, "Tell my brother I said hello." I said, "I love the camaraderie that Nigerians have with each other. You don't even have to know each other, and it's just like
big.
It's just like
it's big.
Y'all are one.
For real. Like you see one, we were like one represents one, right? We represent everybody, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful culture, beautiful people, man. So gotta be proud of that.
Take over right now. Me and my publicist was having this talk, and I'm like, Nigerians are really on fire in every aspect of everywhere, like from the music industry, the fashion industry, the cooking industry. Are you feeling that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been like that for ages, right? But it's just like, and I don't know what it is. Like people try to explain what the sauce is. It's just like, if you have it, you have it. You know what I'm saying? And Nigerians definitely have it. And I say that in the most humble way. But when it comes, music on top of the charts, fashion on top of the charts, like it's really like undeniable. And especially to like for certain area of Nigeria, you know what I'm saying? To like come from nothing and then to have that, because back in the days, like, you had the stereotypes in middle school and elementary school, like African bush boogie and booty scratcher and all that bull, right? Yeah. And then you come to today and people's favorite artists are Davido, Wizkid, Burna, all people you would have deemed African bush boogies and all them names from back in the day. And now now you riding the wave. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody want to go to Nigeria. Everybody want to go to Lagos.
Everybody want me right now.
Yeah, everybone want to be African right now. Like, come on, stop it. You could try. You could imitate, but you could never.
Hey, I love that about y'all. So you spoke on, like coming from nothing and where you are now. So you are completely immersed in this entrepreneurial life. What is that experience like diving in and taking a bet on yourself?
And you learn a lot about yourself once you take that leap. Right before I moved to Dallas, I prayed a lot. I read a lot of books. And you really just, you bet on you. I mean, luckily for me, I've grown up in an environment where it was always just me anyways, right? I always had to bank on myself in order for me to get anywhere. So it was really nothing new. The hardest part was just uprooting yourself from everything that you've known in your family and that support system and going somewhere where you don't have any family, you don't have a support system. So it was definitely difficult. But the way that I thought about it was like, what's the alternative? Stay here and be mediocre and be average, or try something new and take the leap in the direction of where you want to go and possibly fail, right? But I'll never know if I don't take that chance. So I'm always going to take the leap. Because at the end of the day, I already know what it takes to go back.
I like that. Mentally, that's a hard space to get acclimated with like taking that leap, because that is a scary thing to take that leap. What do you think added to your mental to be like, you know what, let's go? Because not a lot of people they it's easier said than done, and a lot of people when it comes to taking a leap, it could really, really scare you.
Yeah, man. And a lot of people don't take that leap, right? And I think that speaking of that question, I think one of the answers to that is exactly as you said. A lot of people don't take that leap. So I've seen what not taking the leap can do, right? I've seen people be stagnant. I've seen people be complacent in where they are in life. and it doesn't get them anywhere. And, you know, I've seen that all throughout my entire lifetime when it comes to family members, friends, colleagues, you know, because Boston's a very small city and I love my city, but at the same time, there's not a lot of support in the city sometimes. And, you know, there's not a lot of people that make it out of the city to do the things that they want to do. And I use that as an example of how I don't want to live my life. So that coupled with, you know, I read the book that I read at the time was Jump by Steve Harvey. And it pretty much told, you know, Steve Harvey's story of, you know, growing up in homelessness and poverty and making it out and just kind of and just believing in him and banking on self. Right. And just knowing like, listen, you're going to be good regardless. I knew that I was going to be good regardless. Even if I fail and I fall flat on my face, I've done that shit many a times. Right. Failure for me is the best teacher. So the reason why I'm successful is because I failed numerous amount of times. And when it came to just moving and uprooting my life, it was just another one of those times.
I like that. I like that. And as you evolve, you become new versions of self and you learn different parts of self. What stage of self are you in right now?
Wow, that's a good one. I'd say the stage of self that I'm in right now is I'm really trying to learn how to build a team. And I'm really looking more like inwardly, right? These last couple of years have not been easy for anybody really, right? You got the pandemic, you got monkeypox, you got COVID, you got everything, right? It's like the Black Plague.
Terrible.
All at once, bro. So, you know, dealing with all of these things, it forced me to kind of confront some of the demons and in the dark things about myself that I need to change in order to elevate. So looking more inward, trying to heal some of, you know, the spaces, you know, that I've come from, so that I can get into the spaces and the doors that I need to get into, right? Kind of reinventing yourself, as you were saying. And then learning how to build a team, because all the success that I've had is really self. You know, there's been people, of course, that I've collaborated with. I've had great partnership with people, not taking away from them at all. But at the same time, like a lot of the groundwork has been just me, and I've done it by myself. But just like anybody, when you reach a certain level, you hit that glass ceiling and you start to realize like, damn, there's only so far that I can take myself before I have to incorporate other people, whether that be a team, a manager, a publicist, things like that. You know, as you know, you can't do anything that you do 100% by yourself. You have to have some people to help you along the way. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, is finding, or somebody gave me advice the other, sorry, that was my speaker. Somebody gave me advice the other day and said, in Dallas, you don't really find your tribe, you build it. So taking that advice, I'm trying to somehow build my tribe right now.
I like that. I like that. And I've already deemed, I said this at the beginning, this is the content king right here.
Appreciate it.
It's like you and content go together like bread and butter. It's magic. It's like,
for real.
When you're going on on digital media and you're looking for good content, your page is a perfect example of what good content is, especially in today's age, because it's so vital. Mm-hmm. The content that people are trying to make, you have the content that they're trying to make. What is that process like? And then tell us about Get Ready With Me.
Got you. So, I mean, the process, it just changes. I think one of the greatest things or attributes that's about myself is the fact that I'm versatile, right? I'm not just a one-trick pony. And I think that, you know, in today's day and age, people are looking for that and people are more drawn to that, right? If you have one skill, you can sharpen that one skill and be a beast at it and have that be your niche. Absolutely. But for me at least, if you're good at a variety of different things or being versatile, then it's kind of easier for me to pivot. And COVID definitely taught me that. Like the pandemic definitely taught me that. Like being shut down, not having any, you know, nothing within arm's length and reach and people, you have to learn how to pivot. So I think when it comes to my content, I'm always looking for new ways to make it better. And I'm extremely, extremely, extremely critical of myself, right? Anything that you see me put out, I've watched it a million times. I've analyzed it a million times. I don't just really throw shit up there, right? Unless I'm I guess, experimenting with something. But for the most part, everything I do is very, very calculated, very methodical, very detailed, and I execute on a high level. But when it comes to creating the content, you know, I've been lucky enough where I'm a student. I think if you're going to be great at anything, you got to be a student of the game, right? You can't be a professional at anything that you do unless you're a student of the game. You have to learn that shit. And when it comes to content, I eat, sleep, and breathe content. I'm on my phone from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. Sometimes it's more productive than other times, right? Sometimes I get lost in a rabbit hole. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? But that's everybody, right? So I just kind of get back to it and just analyze, you know, different types of things and see, you know, what can I do? What does my audience like? You know, I'm very, I try to interact with my audience a lot and try to get what they want from me as well, too, on top of what I want to release to the world in the language that I want to speak to people with.
And I think you hit it on the nail. You're a student of the art. Like, you study your craft inside and out, and it shows. It really shows. So I have to commend you on that, especially when we're in a time where people are just trying to ride these waves for trends. And it definitely shows when they're not authentically, it's not them. And yours, it exudes from you. So you can tell this is authentically him. Like,
yeah, there's no cap in my rap, bro. There's no cap in my rap. In a world full of, because, you know, when you're on the entertainment field, in the entertainment industry, there's a lot of this. There's not a lot of this. A lot of people talk to talk. A lot of people are not walking the walk, bro. And you have to do both.
They limping, so they're not.
Right. They limping with the leg out. They like Rick James on the couch, like, nigga. Like, you know, you have to be a student of the game in order to elevate, in order to get to those places, right? So I'm always just a student. But I will say, while I do have you here, man, like, the way that Instagram and social media is going nowadays, I'm not really loving it. So it's a little bit harder of a challenge to stay consistent, at least with the content, right? Because how you were just speaking, huh?
It feels, I feel like the social media just feels like a job now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's taking, like, I used to, and I still have fun with what I do, right? Or else I wouldn't do it. But it's not as much fun as before, right? With the Instagram algorithm and what it wants you to do, and, you know, not performing as much. It's just like, it can make you second guess yourself as an artist because your analytics aren't there anymore for the most part, right? With certain things. And it's all about trends now, trending sounds, trending videos, hopping on other people's waves. And that's only good for a little bit. But for me, again, like you were speaking about authenticity, I like to be authentic in the videos that I'm putting out. I don't like to copy anybody else just to stay relevant. It's not really my thing. So that's another thing. That's one thing that, even as successful as I am, I'm still struggling with too.
Right. And I think also, and I don't know if I'm looking into deep, but it also, what I get from your social media as well, your digital media as well, is that your real life is lit. As you know what I'm saying? It's some people you can't associate their social media life from their real life. You just look at it one. I think I could disassociate you from social media as well and can tell that this is you in everyday facets of life. So you can definitely feel, that's a vibe I feel from your page. And those are the things that I really take heed to when I do follow people. And just to see, like, you can tell, you can take, social media can go off and you'll still be good. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You can tell where it's the people that need this. So
yeah, right. They need it. And it's like, for me, I mean, it's, you know, it's an equal balance of both, right? There's certain aspects of social media that I do need, and there's certain aspects that I don't. I think now that I'm in the kind of span of finding a team and looking more inward, I'm trying to kind of diminish my dependency on like Instagram and the analytics, and, you know, build my website, build my name, build my credibility. So if Instagram were to crash tomorrow, I'm not one of those people that's just like, oh my God, I'm asked out, I have nothing. You know, because at the end of the day, we all know what's coming one day, right? No, there's not one website that doesn't go out of style. MySpace has gone out of style. Tumblr's gone out of style. Multiple different. So there's errors for certain things. I'm trying to make sure that I'm lit, regardless of whether you're logging in on the telephone or whether you see a billboard or whether you hop on TV and see my work. I'm trying to be work.
everywhere. That's what I'm
Everywhere.
about.
You
That's
feel
what
me?
So other than Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, who are some other fashion icons that you look up to that inspire your fashion?
Great question. Great question. I'm loving these. Man, some of my fashion icons, so most of my fashion icons are everyday people. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I love celebrities and everything. If you're gonna speak to celebrities, then I would probably say Ye, definitely Ye, for his innovation, right? His style now is a little but his innovation and the way that he thinks. You feel me? I love Idris Elba. I'm not gonna lie, his suiting style is very, very clean. But aside from that, most of my like fashion heroes, I'd say reign from like New York. You know, Boston being 4 hours from New York, I spent a lot of time in New York back and forth and everything, and just seeing the street fashion, just seeing some of my friends that are, you know, just on that high fashion streetwear. Shout out to my boy Richie Rich, Jermaine Rich. He's from New York. He's one of the top influencers and just fashion guys in the game. He's inspired me like every day.
Is amazing. I follow him as well. He is.
You know what I'm saying? His clean. There's Richie Rich. There's so many others, man. It would be kind of rude for me just to point out one or two when I get a lot of my inspiration from a lot of different people, right? So it's kind of hard to say.
I got you. And also too, somebody I want you to look into that's a celebrity. This is a guy named Ashton Sanders. I got hip to him. I think he played in Moonlight, and he also played in When They See Us. And I just happened to go on his page. I'm like, oh, this brother got some style. Really out of the box, really dope. So he's somebody to look into too. So aside from, what is it about? This is what I really wanted to ask you, because I learned this about you. Japan. What is it about Japan that you really love so much in terms of fashion?
Oh my God, yo, those Japanese niggas, different, bro, just different. So I think my favorite thing about Japan is how they incorporate like the architecture and land into their clothing, right? Like Issey Miyake was very like keen on that. RIP to Issey Miyake. But I just love that. I love the asymmetrical shapes. The Korean street fashion specifically is fly. I know we were talking about Japan, but Japan and Korea, like top mecca houses, right? They put architecture in their work, from asymmetrical slits to, you know, to reinventing like cargo pants and doing different things like that. I love the oversized type of look as well too. You know, not everything has to be tight. I love drape. I love how things drape, and I've always kind of been that way, right? Even before tight fashion, skinny jeans was in, I was wearing shit that was draping. So those are some of the key components, I think, to like Japan and like Korean fashion that really speak to me. On top of it just being extremely different in shape and design, right? Like the fact that they can make a shirt and the whole shirt looks like a swan. Or an animal, or, you know, they can just incorporate anything that they see into the design, and it's executed perfectly. It's not no cheap shit, right? Those are some of the things that I love the most about that specific region when it comes to fashion.
I like that. So all the things that you do, and you have your hand in so much, and will continue to have it, and even more, because the future is bright for you. What is next for you?
What was that last part?
What is next for you?
Man, next, I don't want to put too much out there, but next, definitely be on the lookout for some brands from me for sure. You know, so I'm definitely going to get into the portion of producing. I feel like I've been selfish for a while now, and just keeping my talents and my passion to myself. And I want to more so get into the aspect of producing. So I want to produce films. So film is something that I really want to get into. I have a large passion for film and cinematography. I have 2 projects that will be dropping fairly soon, so stay on the lookout for that. And then some clothing brands, bro. So those are probably the top 2 things on my list for like the next 2 years.
Litness, more litness, and more litness. I love it.
Just
and
more.
When I just say you're very inspiring with your content, I don't even know if you know that you're doing that, but it's really inspiring to see, one, what you can do with your content. You're showing people what can be done with how to play content. And then it's also inspiring to see how great Black men can look if we really just like pour into ourselves. Like, man, I get on and I'm like, to the closet I go. This is what I'm talking about. I get juiced up. And I think that's a testament to you're walking in your purpose.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So before
absolutely, man.
So before I let you go, I want to play my famous either or game with you. And so since
let's do it.
Since you're fashion, I'm gonna give you two fashion trends or brands. The brand or fashion you say stays. The one that you don't say never existed. You ready? And I'm gonna give you two passes. All right. Balenciaga or Bottega?
Damn. Balenciaga.
Okay. Fendi or Gucci?
Gucci.
Okay. Stack jeans or wide leg jeans?
Ooh, wide leg jeans.
Okay. White beater or t-shirt?
I'm a wife beater every day.
Hey,
that's a hood staple. I can't do it. What?
Red or green?
Say what?
Red or green?
Red or gray?
Red or green?
Oh, red or green? Green. Love my greens.
Okay. Black or gold?
Black. Black every trip.
Hey. Satin or silk?
Ooh. Silk.
Okay. Yeezy or Ivy Park?
Yeezy.
Okay.
Easy. That's an easy one right there.
You're doing really good so far. Diesel or Balmain?
Ooh, that's a tough one. People sleep on Diesel. Diesel's inspired everything. I'm gonna have to go with Diesel.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go with Diesel. Love Balmain, but definitely gotta go with Diesel.
Thank you for saying Diesel sets the trend, because it definitely
they don't know. People who know.
Diesel had DC first, and then Balmain, was later.
Exactly.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Okay.
Checks over stripes.
Okay. Louis Vuitton or Ferragamo?
LV.
Okay.
Love Ferro, but LV.
Last one. Suit or casual wear?
Man, I'm gonna have to use that pass, because I'm heavy of both. I'm gonna mix it in there. A blend. A blend.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the one, the only Omar Parkman. Please let them know where they can follow you at and find you and ride the wave, because you don't want to miss this.
Absolutely. You don't want to miss what's to come, for sure, from me and from my people. You can follow me on Instagram at @thereal_Chuck_Bass. Same thing for Twitter. Same thing for TikTok as well, too. All right. Hey. Those are my social medias. I'm on them Johns every day. Like, follow, subscribe for more tips, tricks, anything with menswear, women's wear coming soon, too. Hey. So just stay on the lookout.
Hey, and before we let them go, what's one motto you live by that we can leave them off with?
One motto that I live by? So I have this tattoo on my shoulder. I'm gonna end it with this, and this is the motto, which is what I got on my shoulder. Nelson Mandela said it first, but people picked it up second. It's our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Sometimes we ask ourselves, who am I to be gorgeous, brilliant, talented, and fabulous? But actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God, and you were born to make glory to manifest that's within all of us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And that's what I live by every day.
Drop mic. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hey. Woo! This is going to be good, man, when I edit this. And, man.
Yeah, it's going to be hot.
When I tell you, you are really walking in your purpose, bro. And this is how no fate happens, because the model you just said, man, is really like a spot that I've been in, trying to talk to a lot of brothers here that just need to see the God in them and the greatness in them.
You have to.
And that's why I say you also are inspiration in that facet too, because when you look at you see royalty. You get what I'm saying? And it inspires you to look your best too as well. You get what I'm saying? So I want to
absolutely, man.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for sure, bro. And yeah, keep pushing that message, bro, because again, it starts within, right? It starts within. If you don't believe you can do it firstly, it's not going to get done. You got to see the God in you. You got to see the light in you, and you got to bring it out. And that's going to give other people permission to do the exact same thing. If they don't see it being done, they're not going to do it.
Amen.